Most likely you have came across exercise on willpower, like sitting without moving for 30 minutes, or looking at the hands of a watch for 15 minutes, or counting all the matches in a matchbox. These, among others, are the traditional exercises on willpower that you can find on New Thought books like William Walker Atkinson and Frank Haddock. And if you have tried them, you'll inevitably realize how boring they are. I mean, it's not a big stretch of imagination to think that counting a box of matches or looking at the hand of a watch is certainly an extremely boring activity. Most likely, you said to yourself after doing it, well, I can certainly push through it and do them again until the end, but they are very, very boring. I won't be repeating them. Or you may even repeat them a few times, but certainly not on a consistent basis to grow your willpower. Once you convince yourself that you can push through the boredom and complete these exercises, you think your willpower is very strong and the exercises are not that necessary. Yet, the true value and goal of these exercises is far from completed and understood. Pretty much anyone can pull enough willpower to sit through 20 or 30 minutes of boredom. Sure, it's not fun, but anyone can do it and have done it in the past for sure, especially if you've ever been to school or long business meetings. You won't develop willpower to sit through this, just your ability to be bored during this time. Same thing with the exercises. So you can sustain 20 or 30 minutes of boredom. Well, good for you. You just proved to yourself that you can go through what most teenagers go through every day at school for several hours. But true willpower and the exercise to train it, it's so much more than this. Once you understand that it's not the success in this exercise that matters, it's not being able to do it that matters, since we can all do it, then what's the point of this? What's the point of sitting through these terribly boring exercises? It's not even the point of being able to do them every day, since for this reason you might as well choose a more productive activity to force yourself to do it every day, like exercise or running. The point of this training is in controlling your state. We can all go through them, but we can't all go through them consistently with an empowered state, full of will. A teenager in school finishes his boring class with a dull mind, a mind that is not active or powerful, but just bored and now happy that the classes are done and he can start doing more fun activities. If you finish these exercises with the same kind of mental state, then, as you can imagine, the will exercises did have such a good effect on you. After you finish these will exercises, you need to feel much more powerful and empowered due to the persistent use of the will, and not feel bored out of your mind. If this doesn't happen, if you're not finishing feeling more powerful than when you started, you are not accomplishing the goal of these exercises. I cannot stress this enough. It's no point to just go through it. No, you must really do them with empowered and not disempowered and force. You are not forcing yourself. You are choosing to apply your will to this. And because of this, your mind rewards you with a very empowered state. Like most people who read through these exercises, I also didn't understand them at first. They were just boring, but I kept on doing them to prove to myself that I could do them. Still, at some point, you just know that you are able to do this for the rest of your life. But what's the point? Nothing truly changed where it matters, which is in the real life. So why waste any more time? It wasn't until much later, after connecting the dots on all kinds of situations and old books, that I understood their true meaning, and why what I have done for hundreds of hours was nothing more than a waste of time. If you are not doing them using your will, using or developing a powerful state from the beginning to end of the exercises, and finishing up feeling more empowered than you were before, then might as well not do them and go do some fun activity instead. You would be wasting your time. The true goal of these exercises is in controlling your own state. It may be terribly boring at the surface, but inside you should be brimming with power. For this to happen, obviously it requires a solid inner voice control, a non-leaning approach to the exercise, and a true connection to the source of your will. You'll need to change your state from a bored out of your mind into a powerful one, using all these approaches. With inner voice control, you reflect away all the negativity and power drainage that is happening inside of you, in your mind's voice. With a non-leaning approach to the exercises, you develop the present state and being able to really held up by the expectations. And finally, with the connection with your true will, you can dissociate of the illusions of the emotions of boredom while connecting with your true power inside. All these topics are fully covered in a 10 Steps to Inner Power training course. and you can now apply them and train him with just any simple exercise of willpower, like counting the matches of a matchbox. Just something as simple as this can be a powerful way to enter an empowered state when done right. When done wrong, well, it's just a terrible waste of time and just a way to be bored, not much different than being in a boring lecture or in a boring business meeting. The way you use to control your inner state is the difference between this being a waste of time or a very powerful exercise. So it's a powerful test to know how much inner power you truly have. When you can consistently do these willpower exercises and always end up with an empowered state, much stronger than you had before, you can say that you have reached the goal of these exercises. And by the way, consistently is not just doing it once or twice. It's a daily practice, while each day finish the exercise more powerful than you were before and bring this state to the rest of your day. If this is achieved, you have accomplished its inner power goal. When you do this daily, you'll have to fight off your daily moods of not feeling good, of not being in the mood for the exercise to some particular day, or being sad or angry. Hence the consistency of the exercise and not just being it once or twice activity when you're feeling full of power anyway. This will be the point of the willpower exercise. I mean, if you are already full of power and motivation, then it's not a big effort, is it? But if you are moody for some reason, you don't really feel like it, this is where you'll need your full inner power to control your state. To grow and improve your will and inner power, check out the full training course of the 10 Steps of Inner Power in the Charisma School website. Visit charismaschool.com for more information.